Hi again, everyone. Now we are going to talk about the second part of the assignment, which is calculating the fertilizer solution using individual fertilizers. And this one actually will be done using the information that we had prepared previously in our spreadsheet. So it's going to be much easier, even though it has several steps in addition to the previous one. I'm providing you here all the order that you should be calculating. So this is important to avoid issues with nitrogen and potassium, since there are more than one source for each of those nutrients. And I'm also providing you the percent, since you can find information from different products that might be different than what you saw in the class. I wanted to tell you that there is actually a great extension publication that will allow you to follow those steps and get the same result. So it's called Fertilizer Calculation Basics for Hydroponics. Is named as 7B, Fertilizer Solution Calculations, and it actually provides all of the baseline information we used for our class. All right, you will recognize some of these figures. The most important part is the example that they have for tomatoes, and they go one by one, adding the products with exemplification, calculating out the amount you need, and the numbers actually are very easy to follow. They indicate one of the most important components, which is the fact that for some elements like nitrogen and potassium, we have more than one source. And what you should do, actually, you have the target, and then you need to take in consideration that you already provided that same element in a previous calculation. So you need to get your target and subtract whatever you added. And I'm going to demonstrate this for you. If you follow the instructions here, you should use the same tab and actually create one named individual fertilizers. I'll take it back. Actually, you should use the same spreadsheet and create another tab, okay? And this is what we are going to do. And for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to copy and paste the information that I have from another file. So it's not that boring for everyone watching it. If you see my instructions here, the first thing to do is to add the information that I provided to you. And I'm copying and pasting. The second part is actually adding the fertilizers that you are using and the percent nutrient present in all of them. All right. So this information is in the assignment instruction. I am formatting some of them on the go over here. And what you can see over here is actually the description of everything that we have here. Sorry, it's relatively challenging to go back and forth different screens, copy and paste information, guaranteeing that all of them are correct. So what I did, I used the information that I provided, and then we have the total nitrogen and the breakdown of the two sources, calcium, and the same applies for ammonium nitrate, for MKP. Take a look here. We also have the same calculation that takes into consideration that we have less phosphorus in P2O5 than the label says, so we have to multiply by 0.437, and the same applies for potassium, that we have to multiply by 0.83 as I provided to you previously. We do this for all the fertilizers that we want to add in our calculation. And as previously, what we have to do is to go one by one on each of the products that we want to add. And I am going to paste the calculation here. Actually, is a repetition of everything that we have done till now. Okay, and basically we have all the fertilizers. And since we have two different nutrients in the fertilizers, it's important for us to fix which one we are going to calculate first, so that way we can calculate the accompanying nutrient. I like to say that when you look over your target nutrients and the fertilizers you are going to use, you have to identify the ones that are single sources. For example, calcium nitrate will be the single source of calcium, but Nitrogen is present in calcium nitrate, ammonium nitrate, and potassium nitrate. So nitrate should be the second element. That way you can subtract them automatically when you do the calculation. And the process is identical. You get the desired target, in this case for calcium, since we are starting with calcium nitrate as instructed, and we divide by the amount of calcium present in decimal, so that's why we have the divided by 100 over here. And that will output the amount of calcium nitrate to match the calcium requirement. If we divide the previous number by 1,000, we're going to get the amount in grams per liter. And then it's just that step of multiplying whatever number we got by the amount of water present in our stock solution tank, which is in this case 500. And then we also have to multiply that by the injector ratio to give us exactly how much we need to add in a given tank volume to inject the fertilizer we want. What is different over here is that we are going to calculate the second element. In the previous step, we calculated all the elements, right? As you can see here in this orangey type of table. So back to our tab over here. So what we are doing is just multiplying the amount of fertilizer that we are adding by the percent of nitrate, since nitrate is the accompanying element over here. There is a different table here, and some of you might be wondering what this is about. So basically, I am going to indicate all the amounts I'm providing using this giving amount of product. And I'm just multiplying. Look how cool it is. I multiply the amount by the percent of that element and divide by 100 to get in decimal. And I do the same for nitrate, same amount, but I go straight to the percent that I have for nitrate and so on for all the products. So that way I know for a fact how much I'm adding of each nutrient. So for example, calcium is just multiplying the amount of calcium nitrate by the percent calcium. So this is done to actually guarantee that I am applying exactly the amount I want. And later on, after I go over all the calculations on this left side, I'm going to sum up the amounts in ppm here at the bottom so I can double check that. I will go back to the calculations and I will demonstrate the sum later on. As you could see over there in your instructions, we have a list of products, and you should keep the same order so that way it's a little easier for you to make those calculations. And you're going to see one element here that is the highest source of ammonia, right? And since we have 3 sources of nitrate, you will need to take into consideration every time you added nitrate in your calculation. So we don't get the total amount of nitrate as the desired here, but we actually subtract the 120 minus whatever we are adding from different sources. So we already added nitrate with calcium nitrate, and we will add potassium nitrate, providing nitrate as well, meaning that for this particular calculation, you need to subtract these 2 values from the target. And that way, we're not going to over-apply nitrogen. And the procedures are the same. So using Excel or Google Sheets will allow you to just repeat these calculations by copying and pasting these equations. And then you calculated out the amount of the second element or the accompanying element. As you can see here, calculation goes on for phosphorus and for other elements such as magnesium and all the ones listed over there. So you basically copy and paste and should keep in mind that some products such as nitrogen and potassium will have multiple sources, and you have to do what I mentioned previously. Once all of these numbers are calculated, what you should do is to double check if the amount that you are applying actually matches what you need. So multiply the amount you are providing by the percent, and you should have all the numbers in milligrams per liter here. That will allow you to nicely double check. Okay, so I am going to paste a group of numbers over here, but they are basically an instruction that is summing up everything that you have here in this summary table. So as you can see, it's really handy. So the previous PDF document that I showed it to you indicated that you had to do it by hand, actually more than one time in order to get the numbers right, while the spreadsheets will allow you to automate the process. And once you totalize how much you calculated, you should compare that with your target. What I did, I copied and pasted these numbers, and since they have the same order here, I was able to transpose them in this vertical row here, and then I subtracted the amount that I wanted, the amount that I calculated from the amount that I wanted. And as you can see here, the numbers matched perfectly. And what I want to hear from you is what is your explanation on why this can be or might not be better than the previous method where we used the blend, okay? So go ahead and label your tab and provide me with your answer in the spreadsheet. That would be fine. The answer for my question can be typed in over here. And I hope this was helpful for everyone that might not know all the tricks of Excel. And my suggestion is if you have any specific question, talk to me. So I have office hours and answer emails pretty fast. And we also have the TA. We also have, of course, Google that can assist you with the basic functions of Excel because these are fundamental equations that you can add, and you'll find them easily on your own pace, and you'll be able to plug them in. All right. So look forward to see your assignment, and hope you learned something new today.